and Okay, so we're going to go over a technique, attacking, striking technique, keeping the right distance, footwork. The first thing I want to show you is instead of always coming forward and coming straight back, driving them back, they're going to, that's comfortable for you, comfortable for them. They're used to it. They're ready for you. Easy to block counter for them. So if you mix it up a little bit, especially size difference, to say somebody that's lighter, shorter, younger, whatever, compared to somebody stronger, bigger, longer reach, sometimes the advantage is to, instead of going straight, is to get an angle a little closer, because you have a shorter person has to get a little closer for striking. Okay, so if you're coming forward, technique. Okay, come forward. I got to stop right here so you can see my feet. Then, like I said, straightforward. So you may want to try to start off with a little bit of an angle with your attack. So in other words, let's say I want to do a jab, oizuki, or a reverse punch. Okay, maybe the first thing I do is come forward right here on an angle. Okay, instead of coming straight forward, I angle it up, then yakuzuki. Okay, so maybe I'll go. Okay, so this way, instead of coming forward like this, I'll go angle. Okay, same thing, maybe. Okay, if I go to my backside, okay, on an angle, I start here with the push. Maybe I switch my feet and then go land over here. Okay. Now, am I attacking or not at that first motion? So I go here. Well, I got my jab coming forward, ready to yakuzuki. I came a little bit left. He's center here. Okay, now I'm going to come at him from that direction. Okay, so that would be good. Depends on where he's going. If he starts moving back, I could go here. Step punch. Okay, get a little more distance. Okay, so that is something to keep in mind. Coming at angles on the initial attack. Okay, not just sidestepping when it's necessary for retreating and defending yourself. Okay, so a couple techniques I want to show that's very important. First, before any striking attack, you got to make sure you have your defense up at the exact same time. Okay, so every time I strike, I'm blocking. Okay, I'm not just passively having this hand here, okay, and hoping to block something. Expect to be hit when you're punching and you're hitting. Okay, you always use two hands when you're punching. Nothing back on kumite, your hip, okay, because it's exposing yourself, okay? So we want everything back with our elbow and not our hand on the hip here, okay, like this. I'm doing a yakuzuki or a punch. Okay, I don't have it here. I have it here instead. It's just like the beginning of a punch, isn't it? Right here. So I already did a third quicker right there because I'm already there. All you need is your hip motion and your elbow to push that forward. Okay, so what we're going to do is always have the hand in front of you, not past your hip, your elbow not past your hip, and in, okay? And all of our blocking while we're striking, okay, this is got to be solid because you're blocking, you're blocking your face. You don't want to hit and hit you. It's got to be out and solid, okay? So you got to force that out and solid while you're punching because you're moving forward. It's going to want to come in. You got to use your muscles to keep it out and elbow in. Okay. Now every time you block, this way, okay, this way, this way, this way, this way, this elbow stays in front of your body. It doesn't go out. That takes muscle control too, because normally this is comfortable. This is neutral. Okay, everything elbows out. You got to bring your elbows in. You got to use your muscles in your back. So squeeze, okay? Squeeze in your shoulders, okay? And your abs to get the elbows in. That's how we're going to be defending ourselves, okay? Okay, elbow in, okay? Now, it's going to be out, fist out, elbow in, and then up and down, okay, like this. Okay, so while you're punching with the other hand. All right. So keep in mind now, in front of you, elbow in, pushing out. Okay? You got to keep on moving that in that position to go fast and defend yourself. Okay. So normally doing punches, yakuzuki, if somebody has a simultaneous attack, okay, it's hard to block. Okay? We try to do that sometimes with kicks, punches. Problem with the kick and the punch, you can't punch. You can punch and kick at the same time. Why even bother blocking the punch because the kick's there? So how about a double punch, undercut, uppercut is a really good technique to try to get the opponent to block that. It's going to be difficult because how are you going to block 2 punches at the exact same time coming at you? Okay, he's going to be having to use both his hands, right? If you're using both your hands for blocking, he's not punching. Okay, so in other words, you could, with timing and half timing it quick, you can actually punch and get him, okay, faster than he can get his punch out. Okay, all right. So a side view would be to yakuzuki, and this would be a oizuki, but I suggest either that way or uppercut. It depends. But I go here, but then you turn it in. I went too far, but you turn it in to a block and then counterattack at the other side. Okay. So I'd go like this. Okay. Okay. That technique, I went 1, okay, 2, okay, and then I turned it into another punch. Multiple attacks, multiple things that the opponent has to do to defend himself. All right. Same with going back, by the way. You can be blocking and you can throw that while you're going back on an angle. Okay. All right. Depends on your distance, of course. All right. Okay. So I'm going to go over one more thing about the attack, how to get a little bit more of a drive. In other words, most of the time you see moving around, one thing, moving around, okay, defense, one attack, okay. It's hard for somebody to actually be attacked, defend, and then get multiple attacks, right? Instead of just one, because then we're just defending, blocking, okay. So we're going to do multiple attacks coming forward using the footwork, okay, where it depends on where the opponent's going to be, but let's just try to get as much distance as we can in an attack, right? And try to get the opponent offset so you can create an opening. So head, body punches, but using distance, okay. So obviously to use distance, you have to be able to lunge pretty good. Use your lunge, half-step lunge, okay? You could do your shuffle lunge, and then of course we got our steps, okay? Here we got our steps, double step. All right, so you put something together where you got a step here, so shuffle, and yakuzuki, okay? Practice coming forward hard, strong, deliberate on your stances, okay? Now, at this point, when you're practicing your stances, the only thing you should be concerned about is moving your body a lot, but as you're blocking, right? Because you always want to make sure you have your defense up. So if you do those techniques I showed you, have your elbows in, okay? Elbows in, here, boom. Just practice with the blocks coming forward. Don't worry about the punches, okay? You gotta, punches will come, but you gotta have those blocks in there at all times, okay? So I would work my footwork first without all the punches, but make sure you got your blocks in there, okay, when you're coming forward. All right, now, your hands and your blocks are important, and the easier way to do that is to always have your elbow over your knee, okay? So in other words, when you step forward, you got this, step back here, step forward. See how my elbow and my knee, okay, are always in sync, because that means I always got my hip back ready for my yakuzuki reverse punch. So try to do reverse blocks, okay, like this, and then try to get a yakuzuki in. You're gonna have to go way back here and punch, okay. The reverse blocks you'll be doing will be when you're doing oizuki, and then you're defending yourself here. So somebody's doing a front kick, and you're step punching, and they kick you. So what's the big deal? You're going into a kick. They're going to do a maigeri into your Judan, right? So Big deal. You're attacking them. So I have a desire to step oyazuki. Okay. Okay, just because I see a kick, it's like, oh, I'm not going to do that anymore. Nonsense, right? Go ahead and go strong. Do your oyazuki. You got this arm to defend the kick, right? So I'm going to do my oyazuki. Here comes the kick. Just block it. Okay, go into it. Be strong, aggressive. If you get kicked, it's part of the learning. Okay, and that means your block was not in the right place. Or, okay, maybe you want to do the oyazuki. Okay, come forward and come on at an angle. Go around a little bit. Okay, but that's what I'm saying. If you practice your attack with your legs, with your arms, okay, position for your defense, okay, have this always in front of you, okay, your arm for defense, all right. So practice blocking while you're doing this attacking method. Okay, my next segment, I'm going to go over some pivoting, important, with kicking technique. Okay, so we'll go from there. Thank you.